Okay, guys, so I see other people kind of posting their writing tools. So I wanted to do one for Bibisco because it's free and I love it and it's really simple and easy to use. So when you open it up, this is the screen that you get. You can open your project. As you can see, I've got quite a few, but I've got one here for my test video. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up for you just to give you an idea. This is the screen that you get. On top, project, architecture, characters, locations, chapters, analysis, export, and settings. We have info and suggested readings. So this is your novel. It gives you some tips, a deep relationship with your characters. You can go on to every main character has a conflict, define a premise, etc. Let's exit out of that. Those are just tips. So the first thing I want to do is I can actually go up here and name my project to get the architecture started. Premise: describe the entire novel in one sentence, conflict and resolution. When you click on it, it gives you a place to actually put your story. Okay. Your fabula, it tells you exactly what it is. Narration of the events sorted by their logical and chronological sequence. And then it also gives you a place for a setting. It gives you a place for narrative strands. So you can say, hey, this is our hero. And they're going to be happy, you know, whatever you want to put. Okay. Moving on to the next portion, we have characters, your main characters, and your secondary characters. So you can actually go in here, click on it, and what I like about this is the character building is fabulous. Okay, who is she? Their personal data. You can do answer questions, and this goes all the way down to about 12 questions. You can be as thorough or as unthorough as you like. You also have a spot here where you can just do free text, okay? And it tells you, you know, you can insert the personal data here, first name, surname, etc., and just flow with it. So it's up to you which one you want to use. One thing I like about this is you have the opportunity to mark it as to do, not yet complete, or completed. And then once you do, you just click the little save button and then close it out. How does he or she look? You got your physical features, and you can answer questions once again, or you can go free text. Okay, and there's several different ones. What does he or she think? Where does he or she come from? Where do they go? You know, life before the story's beginning gives you a great way to build your characters. So now let's go to locations. You see I have this one just kind of filled out with US, Atlanta, Georgia, but you can of course fill it out with whatever you like. Now what I like about this is they also have a place where you can put images, or, and it doesn't have to be your character, but just somebody that reminds you of what your character looks like, maybe for future reference. Okay, I can exit out of that and exit out of that. And you can create as many locations as you want just by clicking create location. And then chapters, you just create your chapter, and once you do create a chapter, if you can see this here, reason, what role does this chapter play, how does it contribute to the development of the novel. So you have all this here. Once you're done, you can save it. Any notes that you have, just a real quick idea, you can come up here and just bam and save that. Let's see. and then scenes in each chapter. So this is just a quick generated story that I did, copy and pasted here just for you guys. Another thing that I like about this is you can reference, if you click that button, architecture, characters, locations, chapters, everything is right here for you. And as you build characters, they'll be in a list here, and the description is there. Any images there, locations that you have created will be there. And if you need to look at a different chapter, that's also there. Okay? So I can exit out of this separately. So I can pull this up as I'm writing if I need to remember something. Also, what I like about this is you can mark the point of view, and it tells you what each one is. Which characters appear in this scene. I can mark one or both. I can tell what the location is. I can give what time if necessary, and add any narrative strands, okay? And then when I go, oh, and I can make additional versions, okay? So that's another thing. Now once I save this, I can go here to analysis, and you can see what your chapter length is. Well, I only did one chapter, so it's, you know, a little off. Let's exit out of there. I can see character distribution. So I see that in chapter 1, them is there. All right. List of character appearances. It's going to show, I didn't mark you anywhere, but I marked them. Okay. So their chapter, character generated story number 2 is my scene in chapter 1 where them appeared. Okay. Locations. I only have one location, so I can kind of give you a better picture of it. So there's plenty you can do. When you create a new chapter, you name it and then save it. I'll just put anything there. And now you've got a new chapter with new scenes, okay? And everything applies. I can go back to my list of chapters, and let's see here. I can export this in PDF, Word, or as an archive in the Bibisco file format. There's not really much in the way of settings. You pick one of 3 fonts, the size, and whether it's indented, etc., etc. Okay. There's so much, and it's so simple. This thing is so easy, and it really helps you out. And the best part about it is free. I am telling you, I'm going to give you a little better. I'm going to exit out of this and go into my Algernon story to give you an idea of, let's do this here. Let's go to analysis. All right, chapter length. So my first chapter is about, I can't see it, 5,894, 7,000 words, 10,000, 8,000, and 1,000 for this one. All right. Let's do a list of appearances. So you see I have the main character and their locations everywhere that they've shown up, the scenes and the chapters that they've shown up in. And this list goes on, trust me. Distribution of location. as you can see, I need to update my locations because I haven't really been marking where everybody's showing up, but for the most part, you know, this is what I have. But I can actually go back in as I'm reading a chapter or editing a chapter and mark the location at that time. Let's see. Did I look at this? Yes, I did. Okay. And my character distribution, as you can see, I haven't filled this all the way out yet because once I got writing, I just kept going. But you see, I'm really only on chapter 5, but I created my chapters of ahead of time. So, and I'll go in and change that as I go. Chapter 1, as you can see, here are my scenes for chapter 1, and all those end up on one chapter. Chapter 2, here are my scenes. There are 8 of them. So, I mean, this thing really helps. As far as info is concerned, you know, your licensing if you want to donate, etc., suggested readings, the art of dramatic writing, and a few others are listed here. They're not free, but they do pack a punch as far as information. So there is definitely a lot that you can do with this. This, again, is absolutely free and it's very simple to use. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you and have a good day.